Good evening and welcome to the regular Gilbert Council meeting of October 27th, 2020. I'll let the clerk do the roll call, please.
Councillor Skenzich.
Here.
Councillor Leone.
Here.
Councillor Pullis.
Here.
Mayor Oberstar.
Here.
Councillor Robich is absent with notice. Let the record show Attorney Lindsay, Administrative Clerk Paulson, Deputy Clerk Gulen are all in attendance.
Thank you. You established a quorum. We have a meeting to conduct. And would you all rise and help me open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, we have one addition to tonight's agenda. You all have it in your packet here. It's replacement of equipment due to COVID-19 needs. Computer that is used for council meetings that we have in front of us, $2,612.50. Computers in the police department, $11,235.50. And due to the slight reconfiguration of the City Hall workstations to allow for social distancing, a few other office pieces are needed, desk chairs and file cabinets, not to exceed $2,000. The cost of replacements will be approximately $15,848. These funds are available through the CARES Act funding program that we have received $134,000 for, and we need to spend that and submit a bill and receipts by mid-November sometime. Okay, so I recommend we okay this addition.
I'll move. I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Pullis, supported by Councillor Leone to add this to the agenda. Any more discussion?
Can you guys hear me?
Pullis, how do you vote? We got a discussion here?
Aye.
Did somebody say something?
Sam has to be here.
Sam, you say something? Councillor Pullis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Councillor Skenzich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. All right, we have some minutes to approve of. Approve the last October 13, 2020 City Council working session minutes. I've reviewed the minutes and they're all in order. Anybody else have any issues with them? Corrections, deletions, or additions?
I'll move.
Motion by Councillor Pullis, supported by
I'll second.
Councillor Leone to approve the City Council working session minutes of October 13, 2020. Again, any more discussion? Councillor Pullis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Councillor Skenzich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Now we have the regular City Council meeting minutes of October 13th. I reviewed them and I just made the corrections are all okay. Anybody see any problems with them? Corrections, deletions, or additions?
I'll move to approve them.
Motion by Councillor Skenzich, supported by
I'll second.
Councillor Leone to approve the minutes. Any more discussion? Counselor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Leone,
Aye.
Counselor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Overseer, aye. Motion carries 4-0. All right, public input. Anybody in the audience tonight or on virtual, on the phone or and Zoom, wish to address the council? Nothing there, Sandra? Oh, okay. All right, continue on. Reports by mayor and council. City councilors. Counselor Skinsich, you have anything?
Nothing at this time.
Counselor Leone,
Nothing at this time.
Counselor Pulis.
Some citizens of Gilbert have come up to me and asked me about what's going on with the water and they said the water's kind of hard and the smell. So I thought I'd bring it up.
Okay, I'll have Sam or Jim. Sam, you know anything about this? You're on mute. Sam? Is he on mute?
I'll run across this, Mayor, I'll run across the street and talk to him.
Okay. Well, as far as I know, everything is okay.
I haven't had any issues with water at my house.
We have a report, and in fact, in this coming November, we have Minnesota Health Department, I think, right, Jim, coming here and give us a report on that.
That's correct,
What
Mayor.
is his name?
That's Mike Strodeman.
Mike Stroman, yeah.
He'll be here giving, with the public hearing and giving a report on November 24th.
November 24th.
I believe that's 5 o'clock. It's in place of our working session that day.
Right, at 5 o'clock, 5:15, report on Gilbert Water. It's, a lot of people are having these questions, and who was here, what, how many months ago? Not too far away.
Mayor, can you hear us now?
Yes.
us, but I can't hear them.
Okay, Sam, did you hear Councilor Pulis is concerned? Sam?
I don't know if it's on the computer or.
What's-
You want to run to my office quick and?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
We're good.
I don't think they can hear us.
Oh, you're coming over here. Looks like, I don't know. Well, anyway, we'll have an address to concern when he comes, all right?
Okay.
And again, you know nothing, right, Jim?
That's what the first report I've gotten to that also. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, well, anything else? I just want to make sure that people know that tomorrow, hopefully it's still on schedule, the outage to transfer from the old substation to the new substation at 9 a.m. tomorrow, between 9 and 12. And hopefully everything goes well and no complications from there on. And also the nice weather coming up ahead tomorrow and for the next 7 or 10 days. Hopefully blacktopping and sidewalk replacements will be completed before the next winter storm comes up. And hopefully, even if it takes a Saturday and a Sunday to get it done, hopefully that'll be scheduled that way, because Sunday's going to be around 50, almost 47. And you cannot pass up that opportunity. And I hope they don't do that. Otherwise, thanks for everybody for the patience. The street lighting on the middle of the islands are the old street lighting, and they will be replaced with when the new lighting gets here. Sam, Councilor Pulis had a question. He said it's hard water or bad water or something like that.
Yes, I didn't hear anything. My audio there's something wrong with it.
Some citizens have come up to me and asked me about, and I think it's more in this area over here than mine, but about their water's kind of hard and with their dishwashers and stuff like that. And then that it kind of has a smell to it.
I guess as far as I know, our water is not hard. I don't know where they're getting that from. I know our total hardness for our water is just a little over 100 for total hardness, and that's pretty darn soft water. I believe there's other communities that are well over 150 and up. As far as the smell, I haven't received any calls on that, but I know I did ask. I seen some talk on Facebook about that, and I did talk to our plant operators down there, and they didn't know where that could be coming from. I know I did take a call a couple of years ago on when they turned on the faucet, they'd get a petroleum smell. And that turned out to be a faucet they installed. Some of these gases off of the new plastic pipe, and some of these new faucets that have the long rubber hose that goes under the sink that you could pull out. I believe that was the culprit of some of that petroleum smell. No, I'm not saying that that's exactly the diagnosis of what you were told, but I know at one resident, this was a couple years ago, I believe that's what it turned out to be, because they called me up, went up there and looked, and she just recently replaced the faucet. So that's what we kind of came out to be. On hers, they would turn on the faucet, they'd get a little bit of smell right away, but then it would go away. As far as I know, we've had quite a few tests throughout town that have come back with nothing in our water and everything's good. So I really don't know how else to answer that, but maybe give City Hall a call, leave their number, and then we will give them a call back, and we can go up to their house and find out if there's, we'll do a little more investigation at their house if they call City Hall. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. All right, city attorney reports by staff, boards, and commissions. City Attorney Brian Lindsay's here with us tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. I've got a couple items that are underneath myself. The first one is the I&I update. Mr. Paulson and I have been passing back and forth the proposed agreements for inspectors with some additional language that Mr. Paulson had inserted with regard to some COVID disclosures. I think that document is ready to go. With regard to the second item, the meter safety opt-out language, I placed on each counselor's desk or station tonight a proposed set of language that would provide a mechanism for folks to make a request to opt out. And we don't have to take any action on that tonight. What I'd like is if the council could review and Mr. Paulson review and provide any feedback if it needs to be tweaked. Essentially, the way that I set that opt-out up would be that residents who wish to stay with their manual read meters would have to submit an application or request, give the basis and supporting documentation for that request. And then if the city grants their request to be deferred for the installation of the automated meters, it would be for 3-year periods. And then also that they would understand, it's contained at the bottom of that document, that if you stayed on the manual system, you agreed to assist the city or cooperate with the city in making sure that your meter is accessible and perhaps even assisting in reading the meter. So you'd have a little extra obligation so that we can preserve the efficiency that the new system is supposed to create. And then the final item under myself is an update on the Blight Task Force. Unfortunately, I don't have much by the way of update on that item tonight. I will work with the chief. I think we need to get together, and it's mainly a product of my schedule that we haven't been able to sit down and kind of come up with some final plans for that task force. And I'd be happy to entertain any questions the council may have.
Yeah, Water and Light Commissioner Bob Ponton has a question there, I guess.
Yes, you said on the opt-out, was there any charges for opting out?
At this point, the way that it's structured there, I did not attach a charge to it, but we could essentially put in essentially what would be an application fee if the city felt it was appropriate to have a charge to it.
Well, other cities have put it on because they don't want everybody just keeping their old meters. So you got to make it so it's going to be costly for them. Otherwise, that could happen.
Right. And the way that this is drafted, it requires a good cause showing. You can't just say, I'd like to stay on the old meter. You have to provide a basis and documentation to support your request, why it's necessary, or there's a good cause to continue with the manual meter.
Okay, but I think you should fee them also because there's extra costs the office has to do because now they have to do them manually and everything else. So that's how other cities do it. I'm just going by what they do. And then on the meters themselves, what's the contract? What's the holdup on the contract?
Specifically with the acquisition of the meters?
The contract I read, there was a starting and closing time that seemed to be, a problem because Core and Main, it read like it had to be done November of 2020, which is, next week.
Right.
I mean, what happened with that language? That was supposed to be addressed quite a few months ago.
Right. And
So I'm curious, if you need help with it, have somebody help because we got to move this along.
right. And I'm not sure that contract is with me at this
Think we
point.
got answer here, Jim?
That, what was, the hangup was the qualifications to bid of Core and Main, and between the city engineer, city attorney, and myself, that has now worked out, and council can take action on that this evening.
Oh, so it is ready to go. And they can start then whenever they get the word that it passed the contract?
We'll discuss that when it gets on the agenda, but yes. there-
Okay.
There are no other hangups.
All right, thank you.
As far as, I don't know about the council, I think that's a good idea, put some kind of a charge on there, like a 25, 50 or whatever. Find out, we should add that in. I don't think it has to go back to Water and Light. With that inclusion, everybody, I think we don't want the scenario with everybody opting out. I mean, there's a good reason to opt out, but we're going to honor that, But I think maybe it's an idea to put that, yeah.
Mayor, Commissioner, Water and Light Commissioner Potnin, I have a quick question for him on that subject. Bob, do you know, do you have a range of what the other cities are doing as far as their opt-out charges?
Mount Marion has a charge, I'm not quite sure whether it was like $25. I believe it was, but you could call them and ask them, and they don't have very many people doing it because they do have to charge, according to what I found.
I think that's a reasonable addition to this. And we'll take it up. Well, does this have to go like to 2 readings and all that kind of stuff?
No, I think we could put this in place sooner than that. We don't need to pass an ordinance for this. It's essentially a procedure that the city could adopt.
And I believe we can just add this to the fee schedule. We'll adopt that with the fee schedule.
Okay. All right. You're talking as far as the Core and Main under John's business here, Jamnik.
That's correct, Mayor.
His letter to us is all, I think it's all there.
Yes,
Filled out in there.
correct.
And as far as that I mean, not I&I, but Light Task Force, we need the identification for the volunteers on that task force, so we can get those started. And then that ordinance that we're going to look at from other communities like Wabick on that, to get that in place by next spring sometime. the two identifications for the going on a property and any slip and slide in and other, works both ways, protect the city and protect the volunteer from a maybe irate, somebody won't let you know, allow this, I guess is the word. And we want to protect them because they're, I hope it don't have to happen, but whatever, no. But we need to still have it in place. Plus the ordinance needs to be reviewed and need by that task force to bring forward to us so we can do the 1, 2 readings and adoption. So everything's ready to go once the snowballs are gone. All right, Brian? All right. Any questions by the council for Brian or on these issues? Okay, good. Okay, John Jamek, city engineer. John? I don't see him up there. How do I get to see on here?
I like that.
Huh? What is your press? Oh, okay. I hope we don't have a blank desk over there. Maybe we had that one time. I don't see him there. You see him around? We'll have to come back to him. You see him, Jim? No, I didn't see him. Now we'll come back to him. Chief of Police, Ty Teacher.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. All I have this evening is agenda items.
Yeah, anybody have any things for Ty other than what's on the agenda? We have him down at F and with the additions, there are a couple of things going on there. Well, everything's good. Everything's keeping the town safe. Thank you. Tell the officers thanks for all their service. Ty?
We will do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Public Works Director Sam is in the before us. Sam?
Yeah, the only thing I got is alley pickup stage for next week. Leaves and bags, and try to keep your brush down below 4 feet, and we'll be picking it up in the alley. That's about all I got. I know the tree trimming guys are in town. They started on the north side over there. They're working to the south, and then we'll probably be going to Sparta into next week. They've been in town for about a week and a half now doing some cutting, so just an FYI on that. And other than that, just all normal operation stuff we're doing. And then I guess I do have on the agenda the surplus property. I see Jim has it under me. I had a list I gave Jim, and then I did have some pictures. I didn't see the pictures didn't make it into the council packet, I don't think. The list did. That list, stuff we don't use. I know Ty's got a couple of vehicles in there. I would like to have council give me approval to put it on do bid. We've used do bid in the past. So this is just a few items that have been sitting around and we don't need them anymore. And like I say, I believe they're of value, so we should be able to get some money out for them.
Bob, you got something?
Yes, I do about put on do bid. I brought this up a couple of years ago about the cardboard compactor that hasn't been used for years, and there's probably no plans ever to use it again. Maybe it's a good time to also put that on do bid and see if we can get some money for it.
How about Sam? You don't need it anymore?
That's one of those, I mean, I don't know what if the city ever, we don't use it now. We haven't used it in, I would say probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Do I ever see us going back? I don't know. It's one of those machines that it still operates, it runs, works fine. Is there some value in keeping it? I would think so. Is there, I mean, will we ever use it again? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know what we would get for it. I would hate to get, a couple $100 when that machine is a $20,000 machine. I believe that one came out of LTV. They got it for a pretty good price back in, must have been the 2000s or when LTV shut down. I believe they got it from up there. But yeah, I'm kind of undecided on that. I don't know if, it'd be one of those deals if we ever needed it for anything. We might have to go buy another one when, we have it now.
Do we have to accept any bid, or can we say yes or no? I mean, no to some of this?
We could put a reserve on it if we wanted to.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't research it at all, so I wouldn't know what one of those would be worth right now offhand. But would there be some value in it? I don't know.
Okay, I recommend that since it's, we'll hold off on it to do it next year, put it on the next year's list that you'll have, or after this one.
And that could be that I could work that out. Then I could find out if it's worth anything, if it's better to keep it, if it's worth it to get rid of it, or
You want to put it for next year, or put it on here?
I would hold off till I did some research on it, or maybe there'd be still time after next council meeting to put it on, do bid. I mean, I could always bring it up to council.
Okay. All right.
I just have one more comment. I talked to the person that used to operate that, and that's why I suggested putting it up for bids 2 years ago, because she said it was so cumbersome and slow that it was a joke. She couldn't keep up with the cardboard, and it ended up being a full-time job for one of the sewer people down there. So I don't see how we would ever use it again. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Councilor Pulis.
I agree with Bob at partial, but I also agree with Sam that we don't know what the value is. So let's do some research, see what it might be worth. Put it on. If we do put it on the bid, we put a reserve on it, which means they have to meet that reserve in order for it to be accepted.
Okay, why don't we make a motion for all that he's given, the list that he's given us, and add this into that list with the reserve after he finds out so we don't give it away. All right? How's that? Good enough compromise here?
I'll move on that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Leone to approve the going out for due bid on the surplus property items that the Public Works Director has given to us to review and include the cardboard compactor down at the sewer plant. But with that one, put a reserve on of amount of money, so we don't give it away, whatever it is. And that'll be his discretion on that, right? Any more discussion on that? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0.
The other thing I got is seasonal hire for down at the rec center, down at the rec center for running the hockey arena. I'd like to go out and get some applications and possibly see what we get, and make my recommendation. Usually I do that at the end of November, beginning of December, when we go to start up the hockey arena. You know, and it's a good thing just to keep going at this rate, what we normally do. I don't think we should hold off or anything like that, because it just takes so much, the timing to do everything. Like I say, you know, we don't have to hire them if there is a COVID breakout or something like that. There's always new policies, which we would have to come up with a policy in the next couple of weeks or next couple of meetings before we start anyway. So, but this is just getting the ball rolling on the hiring process.
Just want to get a list ready, right?
Right.
So all you don't asking for us to authorize him to go out and advertise for seasonal hires for the hockey program or the skating rink, right? Sam?
Yes.
Just for the skating rink arena?
This is for the hockey arena. Yep.
And when, just get that ready to go, and so you can, if it,
Yeah, me and Jim will work on dates and put it in the paper for 2-3 weeks and get it going. So.
does the council wish to approve that authorization to go out for seasonal hire advertisement?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Leone. Any discussion? Further discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Overseer, aye. Motion carries. Okay, Sam?
Yes. The other thing I handed out on everybody's desk, 2 items. I couldn't make these items with the council packet. I tried to, so I just figured I'd bring it up under my business. The first item would be Minnesota Pump Works. It's our annual, we have an annual inspection of all our lift stations that I'd like the council to approve. They come in, check out all our lift stations, go in there, inspect them, and then they do a really good report for us at the end there. So as you can see, the date is 1/6/19, but this was from prior year. This is still the same price from what I got in the email. So the price is $1,489.50 for all our lift stations to get inspected. So if the council chooses to go forward with this, we can get it done prior to, here in November, which we've done it in November for, but.
Commissioner Condon.
Yeah, on that subject. We must have one meter coming from Fail that they pay us on, right? They give you a reading once a month. Has that meter been calibrated recently, or is that, Sam, maybe you would know?
I don't remember it being calibrated lately. I don't. I know it was I think it was in the contract to get calibrated by somebody every so many years, or if the city wants to get it calibrated, then they would pay for it, or vice versa, I believe is how it was worded. But we haven't done anything in a while. I haven't, that I know of.
So like, what, 10 years or 15?
Well, I don't know if Fail did it and gave any information to the city, but as long as I've been here, I was never involved with it. And I've been here about 13 years.
Yeah, I was curious because I did ask the former person that took care of the pumps over there. He didn't know, the one that retired recently, he didn't know if it has been calibrated. I think it'd be a good idea if that thing's way off and, and they're sending us more and not paying for it. I think it's something to look into.
That's something done in this?
We could get it added. I can get it added, or I can get a cost and brought forward to the council to do that. There's a couple different ways they do that. I believe they just, sometimes they fill up a lift station, make a line in the lift station, and then you take the volume and how many minutes it takes to pump down is kind of normal, from what I know, how they do that, and then they go off of that.
We wait on this for another meeting and you're gonna get addition on,
It could be, or we can go forward with this, get them locked into a date, and then I'll get a price on doing a drawdown too.
do this and then get the addition?
Yeah.
Okay, been recommended to agree to this, and then Sam will come forward with the addition cost of checking the calibration of that meter. We know where's it at anyway, so. Up here by Kansas or lift station?
It would be the lift station down in Sparta, I believe, Bob was talking about.
Okay, well, news to me, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, it's about time, I think,
Yeah.
check it out.
The other item I'm bringing forward too is, I know Tara.
We gotta have vote.
Oh, we gotta do. Okay.
Anybody gonna vote on this agreement here of 1489.50 for a scheduled pump and maintenance agreement? And how long does it last?
This is good through the year, so they'll come in and do the inspection before the end of the year.
This year or next year?
This year.
This year.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for it.
Motion by Councilor Skinsich, support
I'll second it.
Councilor Leone to approve the scheduled maintenance agreement with Minnesota Pump Works for $1,489.50 for inspection of the city pumps. Maintenance of pumps information will be documented under this contract. And Sam will get back to us on the cost of the addition of the, checking the calibration of the, Jim, that's something?
Yes, just on, just a point of clarification. Are we doing this for a single year, or are we going to check the box for the 3-year service agreement guaranteeing this price?
3 years at $1,489.50?
That's my question. Are we doing the single year or the 3-year?
Yes. Councilor Skinsich, what are you thinking?
Sam, how do you want to do it?
As far as I know, we've only asked them per year.
Just do it annually?
Annually. I've always brought it forward, and that's fine. I mean, if council, if I can get them to honor the 1489 for the next 3 years, it's up to the council if they want to do it that way, or I could bring it forward every year. It's up to the council, but I would have to confirm that price would be good for the next 3 years. I think it would, but it's up to the council how they do it. I know, like I say, I could bring.
They would have told us 1 year or 3 years.
Yeah, I've always brought it forward though every year, so.
I think it's only a 1 year thing.
Yeah.
Check the box, you go on 3. That's just one that clarifies.
And just leave it as an annual basis.
Okay, annual. Okay, Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone,
Aye.
Councilor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0.
And then the other item I got is, I know Tara, our wastewater operator, she got in contact with this company and was talking to them about our inspection of our accelerator out at the water plant. That's the process where the water comes into that big area and it takes out the manganese removal. That's the process, kind of the heart of the system there. And I know that it hasn't been inspected since I've been here. As far as I know, it's not been inspected since it was put in. We've just recently found out that this company does inspections this caliper for this system. And we are going to be taking down our accelerator next week for cleaning. So that's why I'm bringing this forward to the council to see if we can get it approved. So we can get this inspector to come up and look at this, and if there's any recommendations that he would, if there's any recommendations for fixing or design or anything, that they would be available to us. He would be able to do a report for us after the inspection. So say we take down this accelerator for cleaning 2 times a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. So that's why I'm bringing it to you, and it wasn't on the agenda because we were just recently working on it last week and this week. So
It's $2,100 just for just one visit?
it's $2,100 for the one visit. Yeah, that's what it would be. I know I did talk to John about this, and he thought it would be a good idea also, because of the price isn't horrible. The people would be coming out of the cities to is where they're out of, and they could do it in a day, I believe. So
Thank you, Mayor, and Mayor and Council. As Sam said, he just brought this here this evening, and just looking at this now, this proposal is says page 1 of 4. The next page is page 2 of 4. I don't have a copy of page 3 and 4.
yeah, I didn't staple that. I got them all at my office. This was the heart of it, and this was what the cost was. I didn't know that if you guys need. I didn't think you guys needed that end of it. So
Brian need to look at it? Brian, you think so or not? Is it self-explanatory or what?
I've not seen any of it, Mayor. So, I mean, if there's terms and conditions, it may be prudent to take a look at them, although it sounds like we're working on a pretty short schedule.
This is something that's been done before, right, Sam?
no,
This hasn't been done.
no, that accelerator's never been looked at by anybody.
Well, I recommend the council do it, but under the soon ASAP for Brian to look at it and give the blessing to proceed with it. I'm contingent on his blessing to go ahead and do it, and I'm contingent on Council Polis.
I say we just table it till the next one, until Brian's had a chance to look at it, and we've all had a chance to look at it with all 4 copies to make sure that there's not any writing we're missing here.
But by next meeting is going to be too late.
If I wouldn't even table it, I wouldn't do it, and then I'll bring it forward next spring when we take it down again.
Where's our budget sitting on this?
I don't know, Jim.
It's the water, it's nothing to do with taxes. It's water water and sewer. We got a commissioner here. He wants to say something. Bob?
Yeah, on that accelerator, isn't that the problem you brought in front of the water and light board here this summer?
I know.
There was leaks in it, there was holes in it.
No.
What was that?
That was the filters. That was the pipe for the filters. That has the leaks and holes and whatnot in it.
So he doesn't do any looking at that then?
That's a area I didn't touch base with him on yet. When he was up here doing the inspection, I was going to talk to him and ask him if he knew anybody that does any of that repair for that type of work. I know John Jamnick's been working on it, trying to find somebody that would do that, trying to get costs for repairing that. So I haven't touched base where he is on that this week, but I know they were still working on it last week.
So when you empty out the accelerator, can you do the filters at the same time, the repairs?
No.
Whatever's needed, no?
No. No, the filters is a little bit more bigger of a deal. You got to shovel it out. Where the pipe is broke, it's under concrete, so it's got to be jackhammered out, and it's a little bit more involved there.
And the council's been advised of this, right? You
Yep.
brought them.
Yeah, everybody should know about it. It's been done. It's been going on
There could be
since.
some major problems there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been going on for about a year. I think that started leaking last
We
February.
should do it then?
Well, that's up to Sam. I mean, I don't know how that system is, if it's working properly with these holes in it. That's what I'm worried about.
Well,
Yeah.
the accelerator is working as it was designed. Is it working up to 100% capacity? I mean, really the issue comes, it's been online since 1961, as far as I know. It's been built, and we have no paperwork for any inspections or anything on that part. That's the heart of the plant. So, I know we've had a few engineers come through and look at it and that, but we haven't really had anything done on that end of it. And that's why, I know these guys, I talk to them, and that's what they do. They do it all over the state, all over the Midwest, I guess. And they do take care of different accelerators, as far as I know.
Would he be able to also look at the filter? He must be, informed on all parts.
I would believe so. That's why I say I would when he's there doing his report, I might ask him, say, hey, come take a look at this.
Right.
You got any recommendations? Have you guys done any of this work? Lined this stuff? Do you guys know anybody? So it's just trying to feel what his knowledge would be too.
And that's why if you kick it to next spring, you may have a major failure of that system, and then we're in trouble. So maybe we could, catch it before it happens by having somebody look at it that's a professional in that field. It's just a suggestion.
Well,
$2,100 I don't think is very much in our operation.
when I'm hearing all these years, since the last time, or I don't even remember the last time, I'm kind of worried about it, that it's about due, I guess, really due, overdue.
Yeah.
Take a look at it, as long as, I think we should do it, and make sure our city attorney signs off on it and then it'll go with it. Today, tomorrow, or by the end of the week.
I'll send Brian the whole contract, and then if you take a look at it quick, and then I could call him in the next couple of days and get it lined up if you could.
As a technical matter, Mayor, if the council's inclined to have the inspection performed, you could contingently authorize it. I'll take a look. I've looked through pages 1 and 2. Mr. Paulson provided me with a copy that the council has. Nothing in those first 2 pages really jumps out. What I'm looking for specifically is indemnification or exculpatory language at the end, and just who's responsible for what if something goes wrong. I trust those will be in pages 3 and 4, and I can get through those pages relatively quickly. And as soon as Sam gets them over to me, I can have them processed within a half a day.
Very good, sounds good to me. I need the council to go anymore. Joe, you change your mind on it or no?
As long as Brian can look it over, there's not anything that's gonna come back and bite us.
No, exactly. So I didn't hear a motion by anybody yet. You wanted a table. You didn't say that you wanted a motion on that, though. You were thinking about tabling it. You didn't move on. You didn't move on that.
The only reason I was gonna take it is we just got it, we haven't read it, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, but you didn't say motion on the table. You were saying you were thinking about it. So what's the council want to do?
I make a motion to move forward with it. Under Attorney Lindsay's okay after he looks the rest of it over.
Motion by Councilor Skenzis, supported by
I'll support.
Councilor Leone to approve the inspection of $2,100 by Suez, that's Suez Company.
Yep.
Upon the contingents of the city attorney looking at all the legal paperwork, and then getting back to our public works director for the scheduling of the INFL care service agreement. So this is a clarifier inspection for the sewer plant, water treatment plant.
Yes. Water treatment.
Any more discussion? Councilor Fullis.
Reading over the safety and equipment requirements. Brian, did you see that part? where it says we have to provide all that stuff?
I did see that. I trust that if we'll be pulling this unit down and cleaning it, we're going to have appropriate safety equipment and scaffolding, all the things that they'll need to do the inspection. But
Yes, we will. Yep. Yeah, because we go down there and we gotta hose it out and back it out. So they're gonna use the same equipment we will be using. So yes.
Any more discussion? Counselor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Leone,
Aye.
Counselor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. You got the ring thing done, right?
The only other thing I got is I just want to make council know that I've been talking with Jerry Tell from KLM, and we've been working on getting dates set up and ready for the reservoir to be taking down that for this summer. I think we're planning on doing it right after the 4th of July, just to let you know. He mentioned to me that it was going to be about 3 to 4 weeks of rehab, and then we'll get it back online. So not as long as the water tower, but we are working on that, and that's those kind of the dates that I come up with. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
Anything else for Sam? Anybody? Awesome. Jim?
Thanks, Mayor. Sam, with the snow, have we heard from KLM on their final walkthrough of the high tower?
Scott is supposed to come up tomorrow. Scott Crease is coming up tomorrow. He is going to be doing the final inspection, climbing all over the water tower, inside out, up and down. He's going to have, and then he will be going back down to the cities and come up with their inspection report and then a punch list for the contractor to come and do. So I'm sure you guys will be seeing that possibly next meeting, if there is a punch list or what the inspection report says. And then I believe, is it every 2 years, or I believe there's another couple inspections in the next couple of years, and then possibly 5 years out, there's an inspection too, if I remember right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, I'd like to have somebody for the city up there, whoever's available, Jim, Sam, or even a commissioner from Water and Light with this inspection, with this, and some representation. Doesn't have to be me all the time. So.
I know I'll stop in. I can't be there there the whole time, which, he's climbing all over the tower. You're just going to be sitting down at the bottom.
He's gonna come here first, right?
I don't know. I can send him here because he might have to get a key for the water tower, or he'll call me and I'll open it up for him. But we got to get him a water tower key anyway. So he will either have to come here or he'll call me.
Ask somebody from Bob or somebody from Water and Light Board be able to go with them up there. Well, I don't want you climbing any ladders or anything like that, but.
I can participate in that if you,
Okay.
when was the day and time?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow at what time?
Whenever he gets up here. He'd probably figure he'd be getting up here about 10-ish, but how about I give you a call when he gets up here, and then I'll find out his agenda, and then maybe when he's done with the inspection, you can show up and go over it with him.
Whatever he wants,
Yeah.
whatever the city wants, whatever you guys want.
Well, I want somebody to go up there and talk and look and talk. I don't need to go way to the top.
Well, I'm not climbing any ladders, I can tell you that.
But maybe if Sam goes to the top and some pictures for us.
I'm sure he'll have some, he can take
Oh, he
pictures.
can
Yeah,
take some pictures.
right, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so,
Sure, he'll take pictures and have all that stuff.
Sounds
So
good.
okay, so
Sounds good. Very good. Anything else? All right, do we have John Jampick around or no? Is he on the phone?
Yeah, he's come up here. John Jamnik?
John, are you around?
Hello, Jim.
Yeah, here you go.
There you go, John.
You're up, John.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see all you guys on Zoom, but can you see me? No?
No.
No.
Okay, that's okay. I'll just talk. So we're under my report, the core and main bid.
Yes.
Yeah, there's I understand Attorney Lindsay had a chance to review the qualifications of the bid, and we are ready to award this contract with this company to supply the water and electric meters. So they're just going to take a council motion to do that.
Didn't we do that already?
We did. Then after that, these qualifications for bid came in, which changed a few items.
We agreed to the bid price, the purchase of the meters.
Correct.
This is something different. This is agreement with them for installation then?
Correct. There was a few changes on here. So.
Okay. And it's been
Yeah,
reviewed.
that is correct. The council did approve it. Was this the big thing was they wanted to, we bid this thing in June and we had the completion date this fall, and obviously with the delays and everything, they just can't get it done. So we actually have a completion date of July of 2021. So they'll get the work done the first 2 months when the weather breaks next spring. Both electrical, all electrical and water meters, so.
Okay, so we agreed the purchase of the meters for that 5,222,000, something like that, if I remember right? So this is now the contract with Core and Main to do the installation work, right, Brian? In addition to that, to the contract that we already agreed to.
Yeah, the contract included the installation, so it's just finalizing the final contract with the completion dates is what we're doing. So the 520, I don't know, I don't happen to have the number in front of me neither, does include supplying and installing all electric and water meters.
We had appendix A and B, whatever, for different, remember that? Different steps, and if they happen to bump into this issue or this issue, we okayed all those issues, and it's my recollection on that. So, okay, Councilor, I reviewed this, and unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna go till the middle of next year, but that's the way it goes, I guess. So let's get it all done now. This is the final piece of the puzzle here.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Scanza, supported by Councilor Leone to approve finalize this contract with Core and Main. Core and Main for the electrical meters and water meter installation. And to be added to the other contract that we already approved for the purchase of the meters. This is the final part of this contract. Any more discussion on that? Jim, anything? Everything's, John recommendation by the engineer, right?
That's correct.
By the city attorney, right? All right. Where's Councilor Scanza, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Pulis?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Anything else, John?
Well, just an update on the project. Obviously, the weather set in last week and we're doing some cleanup. They should be doing a little bit of paving. I'm talking about the city portion of the project. Supposed to warm up. Maybe we'll get some paving on Dakota, I think is the street we want to get. Upper Dakota, we're trying to get that paved yet this year. But pretty much digging's done for the year. We're just trying to clean things up and get them ready for the winter months.
That Dakota Avenue part, that whole area is supposed to get repaved, isn't it, under this thing?
Yeah, the MnDOT's going to try to, I understand they're still trying to get their paving done too.
No, I'm talking
The
about
city's
Dakota.
portion being Upper Dakota.
I'm talking about Dakota. We only took about 10 feet out of Dakota, but the whole bump, gutter to curb is supposed to come out, isn't it?
On Dakota, I can't remember how much we're restoring on Dakota.
Well, it's pretty jagged right there. They took that one curb side out.
Yeah, they're just gonna, if anything, what they're doing for sure is only putting the first lift down. You know, everybody anticipated we'd still be working. We'd still have a couple more weeks to get things prepped. So, you know, they'll have to finish and take care of it next year too. What they don't finish.
It's gonna be coming out next year.
What?
It's all gonna be tore up next year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't tear up that curb on the main street again. It's brand new.
No,
right?
we're not going to.
No, yeah. Okay.
You're talking about, we're only patching in what's been ripped up this year on Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of it, isn't that coming out or is that left alone? The rest of the blacktop on Dakota.
I believe we were only doing the north half of the street. And I believe they put the sewer underneath the curb. So part of the street is being replaced, but not
Okay.
the full width because there's no other utilities in there.
Okay. That's my question. All right. Is Doug going to be on the phone console today? I mean, meeting tonight or no?
He sent us a email with an update, and I did not hear back from him on if he was going to make the Zoom meeting.
Okay, anything else, John?
No, thank you.
Anybody else got any questions for John?
Yeah, he's done.
All right, thank you, John.
Yeah.
We have Library Director Sue Boss on.
Sue is absent with notice.
All right. Executive Administrator Clerk Jim Paulson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple updates for the council, for the citizens. We will be adding the council meeting agenda and the Zoom information for logging into the meetings onto the website, in addition to the electronic board out here, but we'll get those on the website also. I've had a few citizens inquire about that, and it's a good idea. A reminder to everybody to get out and vote. We have the election day itself is next Tuesday here at City Hall. Due to that, the planning and zoning meeting that is scheduled for next Monday will be at the community center. And the cemetery board meeting that would normally be on the first Tuesday is being moved to Monday at the same time, 3:30, but that will also be at the community center, as this room will be set up for the election. And we'll have that information out on the board and posted also.
All right.
And I think that's about it for now, Mayor. The rest of the agenda.
Anybody got any questions for the Jim from council? All right, acknowledge boards and commission minutes. Water and Light Board meeting of September 17, 2020. everything's okay. The only thing I would ask is that these minutes be brought to city staff and get them typed up.
Yes, going forward, we are doing that, Mayor. This will be the last meeting you see it like this.
'Cause I know, I'm not trying to say anything about the writing or anything, but I could never do it. You'll never read my stuff. I'll tell you that right now. But it just, okay, we're gonna do it, right? Okay. All right. So somebody want to move on the minutes?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Pulis, supported by Councillor Skinsich to approve the Water and Light Board September 17th, 2020 minutes. Any more discussion? Councillor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Councillor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. And they have the Water and Light Board recommendations. We will take them up at, what do we have on that, on the 5:15? We got it open for things to do, right? November meeting of November 10th meeting, 5:15. Put this on there.
We can put this on there.
That's what they're recommending here, to have the Water and Light Board come in. Okay, Bob.
No, I was just here to discuss that. Need any other information? The reason this came up again is I was just looking through my notes and I couldn't recall if this was motioned on, and it wasn't. And if you look at the date, we recommended this February 19th of this year. So it's been out there a while, and then I made an assumption that it was taken care of. And then with talking to Taryn, we found out that no, it hasn't been moved on. So that's why it's back here again.
Well, it was tabled and for council to absorb all the information and think about it. It's time to, we'll think about it, have everybody here next meeting at 10th. And we have budget meetings, which we're going to do a lot of modifications on different things. And that's a good time. If we're going to make this move, we're going to make that move then, okay? At the budget, all of November is going to be a busy November for budget talks, and there's going to be a lot of changes are going to have to be done. Numbers are going to be moving around, and it's a good time for doing this if we're going to change anything. So
Mayor, did you want to make that a joint Water and Light Board, Water and Light Commission, City Council session at 5:15?
yes.
Okay, thank
Do
you.
we need a motion on that, or just do it? I can make a ask for that.
Well, we can set that meeting.
Yeah, okay. And again, council, review the recommendations, the wording and all that, and be familiar with everything. Should also say that hopefully by that time, the forecast for the Minnesota revenue part for 2020, 2021 will be in by the next meeting. Do you know do you heard anything? Usually the first week of November.
Yeah, have not heard yet.
With our PFA appropriations, we don't have heard nothing on that yet either.
But with the bonding bill that passed, PFA was funded, but we have not heard about our projects.
Okay. All that information we need before the year is out so we can make some, make our more changes. Okay, Gilbert Fail Gilbert School District Joint Powers Rec Board minutes of October 14th. Acknowledge minutes. Okay.
I'll move. I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Pulis, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the minutes. Acknowledge that we have received them and review them. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Oh, boy. Now we get into stuff. Is Ron on the phone or no? Huh?
Yes, I'm here, Mayor.
How you doing? We got substantial certificate of completion now up on the agenda. You want to make a report or do you want to go ahead?
Oh, sure, I can. And Mayor, I guess I wasn't thinking the substantial completion was coming up now, but that would be fine. The contractor's still working on the punch list. That's really the extent of it. Cold weather's coming in, so the wastewater temperatures are falling, and we just did get a letter from Ovivo commenting on the city's response. Is that something you'd like to talk about now, or is that perhaps a later agenda item?
Well, yeah, we're going to do all of that. Yeah.
Okay. That's really all I have to state at this time, Mayor.
Okay. I'll start off here. Okay. This change order, we did this last time, right? We did all these last meeting. So they're done, yeah. All right, as far as the simple one, two simple ones, I think for the council, you reviewed over the weekend, the letter from Ovivo. I've been talking with Ovivo with Jim and for a month now or 6 weeks now, every 2 weeks, and all of a sudden I thought it was a stake, but then there was no line in the sand or anything like that. But now here's a line in the sand. Is that right, Ron?
Right. Yeah, we had a laugh because he used the word stake, and yeah, he would have been more accurate to say line in the sand instead of us all laughing about a stake. It clearly is a line in the sand right now.
Well, last council, it's in the minutes of the last council, our city's response, and I think it stands. That stands. Councilor's correct. We want to go ahead with that, not if it's experiment or the filling up the capacity space, and then seeing how it goes over the winter and putting it up underneath the walkway, under the 3 compartments, and see where we're at with no cost to the city, and that's the way it's gonna have to stay. Councilor Jim?
Mayor,
Jim?
I think it's important that we acknowledge receipt of their offer. We also acknowledge that Stantec and Ron can affirm that they do not believe we should accept this fix. And I think we should table this further discussion to a future working session or its own special meeting.
Well, when is this supposed to take place? Pretty quick here now. For the winter, they wanted this to be done, but before the winter.
Correct. They wanted to put the fixes in place by December 1st. They wanted an answer to their letter by October 29th.
Well, I don't know how the council feels, but the answer to the letter is the minutes of last meeting. And that stays with me. How about the council?
Yes, Mayor.
Councilor Skinsich, Councilor Pulis, we answered both their, huh?
Give me a little more info on what's going on here.
Did you read the minutes of the last meeting?
Yeah, are we against it though? Because it's not complete.
No, we're not against it, but no cost to the city. That's a big issue.
But Jim, you're saying that they're telling us we shouldn't accept it?
That's correct. Ron?
Not their letter. We've already addressed our issue, our stand of last meeting.
Correct.
Our response has already been responded. And we stay with that same response to this letter.
Yes, that's correct. We responded, and they responded to our letter, and that's where we are now.
And nothing's changed as far as Gilbert's response. And that's what I'm asking. Three of us are saying we're still holding to our last response. Nothing's changed. They want a line in the sand. This is the last thing they're going to do. They're not going to do any more. This is basically that's a summary of the thing. They're not going to do it. Continue on. If it doesn't meet specs, if it doesn't do this, this is the last thing they want to do. And they want us to sign off on it. And we're not going to sign off. We have not gotten what we're supposed to get.
Why would you pay for a product that's not working?
Well, this is it. And I don't understand why they continually trying to get us to sign off when we are the victim here. Sorry to say, we're not getting what we were supposed to get. And why are we looking like the guilty party here? Enough of that. Joel, and they're going to have to say, do it. Get this done until it's done. So we're satisfied. I know you're way from the touchdown, from the goal line, way far away from the goal line. You got to get closer to that goal line. I know some may not be able to get over the goal line, but you're too far away from that goal line right now. It's my view, and I think the council's view. And we're not going to sign off on nothing. So you got a Water Lake Commissioner, John. What do you guys, Bob?
Yeah.
Early days of this plan, we were told through Ron LaFond, that we would be able to put one pool aside and only use two pools to handle the flow that is coming in. And that was a big plus, because then you're not wearing out all these membranes simultaneously. So then you get more life out of them. So a 6 to 10 year life is now going to be reduced if you have to use these three pools constantly. And like you said, there's so many things that have to be worked out before you sign anything. Yeah. You know, this isn't right.
Well, this last letter is a line in the sand, and I don't know what that means. But as far as we're concerned, we're holding it to our last letter. Ron, you going? Okay. I know. I really. This is shouldn't have to be this way. This is not. I don't know how we got this far. It should never. This is nothing but trouble here.
Ron, are you back on?
With this plan.
Yes, I'm back on.
Did you hear what we had to say?
No, my connection was lost just when Bob Ponton was talking.
The line in the sand, there's no signing off. Our last three letters, that's our last letter. We're not changing our stand. And who has to contact Oviedo? I don't know.
Think that's the right way to phrase it.
Excuse me?
Ron, could you repeat that?
I don't want to take up too much time on this, because there's no wasting time on this.
I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm actually, Mayor, would you like me to, of October 15th, let it go with that?
By what? October 15th?
Yeah.
We're past that, aren't we? October 15th. This was a meeting of October 13th minutes that we had our respond.
Yeah, Ron, you didn't come through too clear on there. Did you say stand by the letter that we sent to Avivo on October 15th, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That was after a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I said, you're probably at the 50-yard line. You got a long ways to move. Hopefully you get across the goal line, but a long way to go yet. As far as the substantial completion, that's got a ways to go yet too. And then we'll get to your letter. Engineering services, I don't know. I mean, this contract, city has, I don't think it was by the hour, was it? Or isn't it by the satisfaction of all the work completed? And we're not even there yet. We're not. So I don't see why we have to even talk about that $10,000 or whatever like that extra. I mean, we're not done yet here. There's more work to be done. We're not. I mean, we're at the 50-yard line, if that even, on this thing. If you want to talk about in a football analogy on it, it wasn't by the hour. It was by the satisfaction of the contract from City of Gilbert to all the other parties here, and it's not happening, and it's not our fault. It's not the city's fault it's taken longer. It's not the city's fault you ain't got close to the goal line. It's not our fault. Why is everybody making it the city's fault here? We are not going to cower under here, period.
Party at fault, as far as we all know, is Ovivo. I mean, it's costing us all. I can only state, Mayor, that our contract was hourly. We have contractual responsibilities. Ovivo has let the city down and us down.
I say, let's get what agreement we had on that October 15 to get us to next spring, and we go back to the table again. Right?
I hear what you're saying, Mayor. I understand.
Everybody okay with that? Bob, you got Water and Light Board Commissioner again? Something?
Just one more thing. I was looking through the bills. I don't have them in that, but there was a Stantec Consulting now that was, I believe, 10 or 12,000. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, that was last meeting. We did that last time.
No, on the new bills. There's Stantec Consulting. Now, is this a new firm? Because it was always sent Stantec Engineering, and there was no background on that, but where's that? Who's that to be paid to and why?
That's the monthly bill that they give us.
But it wasn't consulting before.
Oh, Stantec Consulting Services is.
It's always been consulting services?
They changed your letterhead. It's the monthly bill that we get continually that we've gotten for years.
Right. Well, that's why I'm curious. How long is this going to be strung along, paying these kind of bills to him? And that's my problem.
Well, whatever it takes. I mean, we got to get this thing done right. And if you get to the 2-3 yard line, maybe we see what happens there, but we're not there yet.
So maybe those charges should be sent to Vivo for all this, all these phone calls.
Well, Vivo
not us.
Vivo wants, I know, we already made a motion last meeting. We got our money involved in there already, so it's already paid up, except for some contingency stuff. Okay, what else do we need to discuss here? Ron?
I think, Mayor, that's all regarding the wastewater that I can think of now.
We have to table that certificate. I see the list is getting smaller, but there's some, well, yeah, I mean, I had a really scary phone call from Tara down there about this. Sam, you can help me on this? I mean, I'm talking over the phone, and she was really about some major issue of cleaning this acid cleaning down there, where they're in 3 different positions, and it should be more automated than anything, and they put themselves in harm's way, and they put the plant in harm's way.
Yeah, that's when they do a CIP clean on these filters. It is quite the process. It's not the process that we understood when we first started talking about it. It's a little bit more involved. You almost need 3 to 4 people down there. I know Ron is. We are working on getting the process down. Now, if I remember right, Ron, that is not part of the punch list, though, right? The CIP room and the backwash. That is kind of between Ovivo and maybe the city, or maybe the city and Scantech on that part of the I guess the project. Is he off? Oh, he should still be there. But I guess what I was saying is from what Ron was telling me, it's Magni built it to what they were given. That's how I see it right now. It was built to what Scantech designed and what Ovivo gave them for design. Now the issues are, to work with Scantech and work with Ovivo to better the process, to streamline the process. So I guess for the certificate of completion, I don't know that part of it is going to hold up.
I think this is a critical issue here.
Oh, it is. It's been an issue since probably, well, let's just say November of last year, or actually about January when we started doing our first CIPs. And it's just been an ongoing thing, and we've been trying to work with Ron on how to upgrade it, what to do in the process, and fix it. So I know Ron was up here last week, and he helped them do a CIP, and hopefully we'll see some recommendations coming soon.
I hope the council understands the situation here and stands by what I'm saying here. To Sam, let's get this done with Ron and Jim. And I don't know where Ron is, if he's listening or not. Let's fix this issue here. This is not good. Really, really not good. If it's a bad design of some kind, it has to be redesigned to work properly for everybody's safety down there and the plant safety. I'm not, I don't know nothing about how to run. You know how to run that place down there? I don't know how to run that place. But when they're telling me something, I trust their judgment and Sam's judgment, and I know Ron's lit, but let's not just, let's get it, let's work on it now. No more talk, action. And that signpost is gone up there, I know. Thank you very much. I noticed.
You noticed.
You know what I'm talking about? Just don't wait 2 to 3 months. Let's get it done now. Okay? Right? It's serious. Joel.
Sounds we paid for a product, but we're not really getting our money out of it at all.
Yeah,
So
exactly, Joel.
this needs to be fixed.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is critical stuff. And there's there's glitches and everything, you know. But we work through them, but a lot of this stuff is really critical stuff. You know. Okay, Jim and Sam and Ron are gonna work on it. Sam's gone, Ron's gone.
No, I'm still here, Mayor.
Did you hear what we were saying, Ron?
Yes, I
Well,
did
you gotta
pick up,
have a
I think, on
You got a fix for it or no?
well, I think, Mayor, the dominant issue is Ovivo's MBR equipment failure. I mean, that has been a pretty dominant thing to say. I'm not trying to say that the chemicals are low down on a list, but Ovivo's lack of performance has been problematic, and there are other issues that have been but I'm aware of them. I'm trying to help the operators and Sam get these resolved. It hasn't happened yet, but I am working with them. I've been up here once a week for the last month, and I will continue to be coming up.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Please take care of this one specific issue that we spoke about tonight. It's really a critical thing. Well,
you're right, Mayor. I understand.
All right. And then let's get the motion to table a certificate of substantial completion again.
I'll move to
Motion.
Moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by
I'll support.
Councilor Leone. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone.
Aye.
Councilor Skenzich.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Anything else you wish to say, Ron?
No, Mayor, that would be all for now.
All right. Thank you. And I understand the position you're in. But my position, I'm thinking of you're in our position. And I wish we were all three parties were in the same position here, okay? And apparently we're breaking apart, and it's unfortunate. So let's get back to work and try to get this fixed for the people of Gilbert here.
I'm a homeowner.
What's that?
I'm still here, Mayor. My connection is just weak.
Okay. Let's get this working for the people of Gilbert. We've got $6 million invested in here, actually 11.5. It's got to work more than week by week or month by month here. I mean, this has got to last 60, 70, 80, 100 years here. They ain't going to do it at this rate. All right. Thank you for.
All right. You're welcome. Good night.
Highway 37, we got anything?
Sam or John, do you have anything besides Doug's email from October 20th?
The only thing I got is I believe Thursday, Friday, they're going to be finish paving in town. And then I believe they also are going to be paving out on the main line from Kansas to Eveleth Thursday, Friday. That was from the inspector today. That's really all I got, other than I did get them to change out the curb on the south side of the over there from, where was it, all of Louisiana to Florida, and then the rest of it from Florida to Kansas. There's supposed to be some curb left over, but I went and talked to them after the meeting, showed them my concerns, and they ended up pulling all of it. So that was a good plus. It was pretty rough shape. What I told them is you can't expect this to last more than 5 years. And I thought you guys wanted this to be a 35-year fix, is what I was telling them. So they ended up taking it all out. So that was a big bonus. Other than that, that's all I know.
Are they going to charge us still what was it, $1,100? I think it was that we approved.
I'm hoping they don't, but we'll see. I'll bring it up at the meeting tomorrow.
So that bituminous sidewalk is going to be a cement sidewalk now too?
Well, as far as I know, they didn't say nothing about the the sidewalks. The sidewalks are all going to be where the chunks are missing. That's all going to still be blacktop for temporary till next summer. And then they're going to redo the concrete. I don't think, they didn't mention anything about concrete work being done, just the blacktop over the next couple days. So yeah, it's just temporary blacktop in where the concrete is.
We want to revisit those sidewalks next spring anyway. The ones they left 4-inch here or 6-inch here, or maybe we get them replaced.
It'd be up to the mayor and council if we want to do a walkthrough. I don't see why we couldn't get more done. Are they going to pay for it, or the city's going to pay for it? That's where you'd have to talk to them. But
that'll be done next spring.
you know, I think that should be done before next spring, before startup, so we have a good idea of
Right.
what.
Next spring, before when you start up on this end, they can work the sidewalks anyway on this end. Because on this piecemeal here, this is okay, this is not okay. I didn't anticipate that. So we got a 6-inch sidewalk here and a 4-inch, and when people are gonna come and say, oh, how does this work? This one gets, they get it, I don't get it, no. So we have to revisit this here, okay? And we talked about the high tower already. Everything's good there. Inspection tomorrow, blah, 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 right? Invoice what's with the invoice here? I gotta. Well, there was some payment here, that's all right? Yeah.
That's correct, Mayor. This is invoice from KLM Engineering for the construction management and observation at the 95% complete portion. So the total invoice on this invoice at 95% is $85,078.20.
Yeah, we don't have to, that's in the bills, isn't it? No. You want this formally done right now? Okay. Okay, this, yeah. Also, okay, to pay the $85,078.20 for not, the work that's completed till now.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilor Skens, supported by Councilor Leone to approve this payment to KLM. Any more discussion? Councilor Skens, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone.
Aye.
Councilor Bullis.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Wow, here we go, but we need 4 votes in affirmative. All right, new ordinance, Sparta location, road vacation. What this is all about is second reading, and not that we own any roadway. We have an easement for roadway in the old Sparta location. We are vacating that back over to the property owner for no need of the roadways any longer. And it's up to them to block everything off. It's theirs. We're just vacating it, giving back our easement. And we need 4 votes affirmative on that. I have to read the resolution to properly do it. Even though it's no money involved, it's still by law 4 votes by the council out of 5. So I need to vote first, and then I'll read the ordinance here. Because it asks me ayes and nays in there. And if it's nay, I don't have to read it. Right? Right? Okay. All right, so is everybody okay and understand this, what's going on here? Are we ready? Somebody want to move?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Counselor Skinsett, supported by Counselor Leone to vacate Sparta city easements for roads and any other easement we have in that area. Well, I think we took care of the water lines already. No. Any more discussion?
One question.
Counselor Pulis.
Brian, have you looked this over?
I have. We've looked this over and we've done investigation to make sure that none of the private property owners would be affected. And we understand that the group that brought this to our attention is the owner of all the property back there.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
I've got something, I guess.
Counselor Skinsett.
I know in the past, Sam, you had talked about, were we going to do barricades of some sort?
It was brought up at one of the commission meetings, but no, we never were.
It's up to them to.
It'd be up to them to block off their property.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're not putting any money into this, so.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, any more discussion? All right, vote. Counselor Skinsett, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Leone.
Aye.
Counselor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. And now I'll read, like I said, mayor should read proclamations and resolutions to the public. Ordinance number 2020-01, an ordinance vacating a limited amount of roads located in Sparta location in Gilbert, Minnesota. The City Council of City Gilbert do ordain as follows. Whereas the City Council previously passed resolution number 2020-12, noting its interest in vacating pursuant to Minnesota statute 412, what is that, a period?
Period 851.
Huh?
Period 851.
Period 851 or 51? Period 851. And the Gilbert City Charter, a limited amount of roads located in Sparta location described as Sparta City Drive from County Highway 97 to South Park Drive. Road numbers North Park Drive from Sparta Circle Drive to Central Entrance. Road Central Entrance from Sparta Circle Drive to South Park Drive. Elder Road, Oliver Road, Pitt Road. Unnamed road located northeast of Center Entrance. And also as shown by attached letter Exhibit A and by the attached map Exhibit B, while the City of Gilbert retains any utility easements and setting a public hearing to consider the vacation of such streets, and whereas the public hearing to consider the vacation of such streets was held on the 13th day of August 2020 before the City Council in the Gilbert City Hall chambers at 5:15 p.m. and after due published and posted notice had been given, and all interested and affected persons were given an opportunity to voice their concerns and be heard. And whereas any person, corporation, or public body, we got some printing problems here. Huh? Any public body owing or controlling easements contained upon the property vacated reserves the right to continue maintaining the same or to enter upon such way or portion thereof vacated to maintain, repair, or otherwise attend thereto. And whereas given that such streets are no longer of any use to the public, the council in its discretion has determined that it will be the interest of the public it will be in the interest of the public to vacation these street portions, and whereas 4/5 of all members of the City Council concur in this ordinance, now therefore the City Council of the City of Gilbert do ordain that such petition for vacation is hereby granted, and the portions of the streets listed above and also described in Exhibit A and Exhibit B are hereby vacated. Be it further ordained that the mayor and executive administrative clerk are hereby authorized to sign all documents necessary to effectuate the intent of this resolution, that the executive administrative clerk is directed to prepare a notice of completion of the proceedings to file it with the St. Louis County Auditor and then with the St. Louis County Recorder. Pursuant to the Gilbert City Charter 5.09, this ordinance shall take effect 30 days after its publication in an official newspaper. This is adopted by the City Council this 27th day of October 2020. Ayes 4, Councilor Skenzich, Councilor Pulis, Councilor Leone, and Mayor Oberstar. Nays, none. I don't know if I say absent, Councilor Ovich. No. Okay. Done. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, resolution. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back, we skipped one thing here. Under your business, Jim, for the cemetery board, they wanted to, I think, talking with some counselors, $1,000 from Carl Bronson, and I think the council wants to vote on that.
Last council meeting, council asked me to contact Gil Bronson Excavating to see if they had scanning equipment for the ledge rock at the cemetery.
This is under miscellaneous too, by the way. Okay, go ahead.
And this is the same thing that the cemetery board will hear on Monday at their meeting. Gil Bronson, I did talk to them. They do not have scanning equipment. They can go with bring some heavy equipment in and dig holes, just like our public works can. And that's how they would find where the ledge rock is. They assumed it would take a day at their rate. So it's approximately $1,000 for them to locate the ledge rock.
For both locations?
No, for the northern part of the cemetery.
In the cemetery?
Correct.
Nothing with the other parcel yet?
Correct.
All right, northern and, all right, strategic center out or whatever. All right, $1,000 for that corner.
Yeah, and we did look back and we've made it back 7 years in the minutes. And there has been one mention that was 7 years ago of ledge rock, but no mention of testing or any map available or anything.
Well, I bring this up, and this company has been really good donating Gilbert for cemetery of all and fire department. And I think that it's a reasonable amount of money. It's $1,000 to do the job. And I think we should do it. And because the cemetery board wants the answers to that area. Paul. So I'd like to have the council make a motion to go ahead and authorize that to happen.
I'd make a motion for that.
Moved by Councilor Skenzich, supported by
I'll second it.
Councilor Leone. Any more discussion?
One question on that. It's not a major one. It's just pretty easy. Who is John going to work with Gil Bronson on everything, making sure we document where the spots are, what spots we want,
Yeah.
kind of making a diagram.
I would ask, get John to be involved with this, to get strategic holes so we know. Okay?
Yep, that's all. I just make sure wanted to make sure it's documented and all that. And,
I think,
Gil Bronson's shown where to.
city engineer should be involved. Yes. Any more discussion? Councilor Skenzich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Pulis?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. See, that jogged my memory, because now we're going to resolution 2020-23, accept donation to the city from the Gil Bronson Excavating Company in the amount of $5,025 for fire department inflatable rescue raft. You want to make a motion on it before I read the resolution?
I'll move.
Motion by Councilor Pulis, supported by
I'll second it.
Councilor Leone to accept the donation from Paul Bronson Excavating Company, an amount of $5,025 to the fire department for purchase of an inflatable rescue craft. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Accepting that is a resolution. And in that motion is also the accepting of the resolution, Jim. I mean, is accepting of the donation and the resolution all in one, right? City of Gilbert Resolution number 2020-23. Resolution accepting donations. Whereas the City of Gilbert is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to Minnesota Statute Section 465.03 for the benefit of its citizens. And whereas the following person and entity have offered to contribute the cash amounts set forth below this to the city. Name of donor is Bronson Excavating Company. An amount of $5,025. Whereas the City Council finds that it is appropriate to accept the donation offered, now therefore be resolved by the City Council of Gilbert, Minnesota as follows. One, the donation described above is accepted for the Gilbert Fire Department equipment purchase. And two, the city clerk is hereby directed to issue a receipt to the donor acknowledging the city's receipt of the donor's contribution. This is adopted by the City of Gilbert on October 27th, approved 4-0. Councilor Skentis, Councilor Pulis, Councilor Leone, Mayor Oberstar, and absent Councilor Rovich. Attested. Done. Thank you. Thank you, Bronson Excavating Company. And now we have another donation we need to accept from Lake Country Power, an amount of $2,000 in response to the Gilbert Public Library's submission of Operation Roundup, which will help the library out.
I'll move on that.
Moved by Councilor Pulis,
I'll second.
supported by Councilor Leone to accept this donation. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. I'll read the resolution. City of Gilbert, resolution number 2020-24, resolution accepting donations. Whereas the City of Gilbert is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to the Minnesota statutes, section 4065.03 for the benefit of its citizens. And whereas the following person and entity have offered to contribute the cash amount set forth below to the city. Name of the donor is Lake Country Power in an amount of $2,000. Whereas the City Council finds that it is appropriate to accept the donations offered. Now therefore be resolved by the City Council of Gilbert, Minnesota as follows. One, the donation described above is accepted for the Gilbert Public Library. And two, the city clerk is hereby directed to issue a receipt to the donor acknowledging the city's receipt of the donor's contribution. This is adopted by the City Council of the City of Gilbert on October 27, 2020. Approved 4-0 by Councilor Pulis, Skinsich, Councilor Leone, Mayor Oberstar, and absent Councilor Rovich. Done. Thank you. League of City Members dues. This is for City of Gilbert membership dues for 2020, 2021 in an amount of $2,059. This is the annual dues. So
I'll support.
moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Skinsich. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Leone,
Aye.
Counselor Skinsich,
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Fire extinguisher service. We got 2 bids here or 2 quotes.
Yeah, I got 2 quotes. Both quotes are really close. We've been going with Northland Fire and Safety for probably the last 3-4 years. I believe doesn't matter to me who we go with. If like I say, they're for their flat rate, and they come in, they check out the fire extinguishers. That's all we can go by is that. There could be some costs if there is some bad fire extinguishers. They gotta either get replaced or they can recharge them. So, but both companies are really close at their price, at their flat prices for recertification.
There's no flat price. There's just a menu of prices for different things. So
right.
You're saying we'll go with their proposal you're recommending?
Yeah, I guess I would just keep on going with Northland Fire and Safety. Like I say, they've been doing it for the last couple of years, and their flat rate prices are really close to each other for the amount of, they charge per fire extinguisher, and then they charge per stop. So each building is a stop: City Hall, Rec Center, Community Center, water plant, sewer plant, different buildings, Public Works. They come check out all the fire extinguishers. So I just recommend staying with Northland Fire and Safety. Is what my recommendation is.
Okay, we got a recommendation by Public Works Director to approve the proposal from Northland Fire and Safety for fire extinguisher service in the city of Gilbert. Council wish to do that?
I'll make a motion to stay with Northland Fire and Safety.
And this is something we got to get checked out every year. We check them monthly and just go around doing it, but they need to be certified every year for, I think it's OSHA or something like that. It wants them to be certified. So.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Skinsich, supported by Councilor Polis to approve the proposed service from Northland Fire and Safety for our fire extinguisher service for Gilbert. Any more discussion? Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Polis?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carried. Yeah, I'm getting used to that roll calling. Now I'm making mistakes on anything. All right. Police squad car computer replacement. We have the computers in the Gilbert PD squads need updating to enhance flexibility with potential COVID responses. Cost of upgrade cost $23,335. The funds are available through the CARES Act. Okay, that along with, is there a difference between this and this other addition?
No, the other additions have come in after we got the
So they're separate items.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a separate.
Yeah.
There's 4 separate things we're asking.
All right, all right. First of all, we'll take this up. This, Ty, you want to speak on that at all?
Mayor, Council, yes, this is Commissioner Paulson had brought this up in regards to CARES money, and I certainly appreciate him including the Gilbert Police Department. We had actually purchased Tough Book 31s back in 2011 with a grant that we received. So we're very fortunate to be able to purchase $45,000 worth of computers back in 2011. And we've had the same computers in our cars, which has been about 9 years now. So we're getting to that point where we're needed to really look at upgrading or start rotating them through, because, and the cost, as you can tell, is rather expensive for those cars because of the vibration and stuff in the cars. So I'm asking for permission to purchase. Actually, there's a little change here, and Randy did not receive the newest bid quote. This is a state bid. This is a state bid company. They give a certain percentage off. So this is what the state uses in a lot of cases. It calls for 5 Tough Books. I only need 4 Tough Books, and I'm going to move one and ask and have 6 docking stations. So actually, rather than the $23,335, it'll be $20,370. So there'll be a $3,000 reduction in the cost. But the point is that we have 4 computers. As we need a computer to another car, we can just pull one of the computers out, because if we're down a car, we just pull it out, we can put it into another car. So instead of buying 5 computers and having to have another cost that we have is the air cards, it's just easier for us to be able to take the computer out. They have internal air cards, and I think it'll be a good savings. I hope that this will get me to the end of my career. Hopefully we get another 8 years out of these computers. So we're very fortunate that we're able to use this money for this, because this would have been one of the next big expenditures for the Gilbert Police Department, and now we've avoided that. So
We're changing them down to 20 now?
it'd be $20,370. I'm anticipating it might be $1,000 or a little better for installation. We go through our outfitter Armory Shell to install them. So, but yeah, it's definitely less than 23,000. So the actual purchase price fees are $20,370.
And if we, Mayor, if we take a look at the installation costs, I think if we do a not to exceed $23,335, we're safe on every angle.
So leave it at 23,335, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay, council want to act on that?
I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Pulis, supported by Councilor Leone to purchase these computers for $23,335 under the CARES Act for Police Department. And who are we purchasing it from?
Baycom.
Baycom? Yeah, okay. Discussion. Want to make it perfectly clear, and it's got to be in the record. The computers in the Gilbert PD squads need updating to enhance flexibility with potential COVID-19 responses. Otherwise.
Yes, if I can add, Mayor, the advantage to these computers is that if we do have a case of COVID where we have to have officers work from home and not at the office, they can take these computers out of the cars and actually work at their house to do the reports rather than come to the office to the goal is with these 4 computers is that each officer will be assigned a car during the COVID times, and they will disinfect the car. So we're not having 2 officers in the same car. There's some separation there to try to prevent any spread. So it's definitely a good use of the money.
Of the COVID money.
Of the COVID money, yes.
That's all I want to get it in record there. Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. And then we have their additions. Computer that is used for council meetings now not equipped fully for the needs of the Zoom. Jim, you want to talk about these? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. The laptop that we have in council chambers is 8 years old. It's not fully equipped for the needs of the Zoom style meetings that we have now. It's an older operating system. It gets some glitches in there. You see Sandra has her docking state or her computer from her laptop from her office that we just upgraded for mobility to help with this system. So this is a good opportunity for us with all the Zoom meetings that we don't anticipate ending anytime soon to upgrade this piece of equipment as part of the COVID-19 needs. And also in the conference room that we're setting up, that has no computer. So we will have Zoom meetings in there also, depending upon the group. And so that is also a COVID-19 need. Those computers would be purchased through CW Technology. The quote is in your the handouts I gave you, $2,612.50.
I have approximately $15,848. Is that correct?
That there's 3 different items on this.
Oh, can we lump them all together?
Yep, absolutely. I'll go to the next one. The computers in the police department are in need of updating due to the needs of operating with COVID-19. These updates will allow for remote work, much like we did with the City Hall computers, and also equipment upgrades for Zoom style meetings. If the officers need to get on Zoom meetings, we're upgrading operating systems with those new computers also. $11,235.50 for that section. And due to the slight reconfiguration of City Hall workstations to allow for social distancing of staff, once again, which is needed for COVID-19, a few pieces of office equipment are needed, desk, chairs, and a couple file cabinets. That cost is not to exceed $2,000. Cost of those replacements for all three of these items, 2 sets of computers and some office equipment, $15,000, $848, no cents. These funds are available through the CARES Act funding program.
You guys do it in here yet some more?
Yes, at the next council meeting, we will have our final allocations of what remains for the COVID-19 CARES Act funds. And it includes some more equipment for here and also in the conference room.
All right, council, wish to act on approval of this purchase of $15,848 for all these items coming out of CARES Act for COVID issues.
I'll move.
Moved by Councilor Pulis.
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Leone. Any more discussion? Councilor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone.
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Overster, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Miscellaneous, only question I have for Sam, did we get the campground roof re-roofed yet or not?
Not yet. I know Jim and John were working on it. There was a few items that they were looking for, so.
Yeah, we just needed to get the contractor's certificate of insurance, and we got that yesterday, so we are good to go.
That's still in the works for before.
Once Jim got that, the contractors can go ahead and start to get some material, and I would assume they would be down there in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, all indications we've received is that project's still happening this year.
Okay. Because I understand that, and also on the same subject, we got an email from Barb and John Rottenen telling us that basically a lot of things are ready, automated phone calling system to take reservations.
Yes, Barb. I'm sorry, Mayor.
We don't have to worry about like the Cervic offer to do it if we stay with what the Rotten's plans were.
Barb and John, when they left, they gave us a very detailed step-by-step process to follow to make the transition to whoever takes it over, whether it's city staff in the interim and until we get a new caretaker couple. Make it very, very easy. Just follow the steps. It's about a 20-page document they put together, and we'll thank them, once again for being so thorough and for the thoughts and consideration to the city of Gilbert.
Because the commission is going to be meeting here shortly. They need to get that copy. And did you get a email on that, Joel? I'll get Joe and the rest of the council a copy of that letter. I got the email. Just was 2 days ago. So, I think everything's going to be fine there. And except for the interview process by hopefully some members of the council and the commission down there for getting ready for next spring. Okay. I thought that was a good time to bring that up in the miscellaneous, so it's information for everybody. Any other miscellaneous items?
I don't have anything to bring up because you guys bought everything for me. I needed it already, but the only thing I didn't mention is the substation. Substation is getting ready to go online tomorrow. So that's all
Substation, I brought that up at my portion of the meeting to remind everybody.
Okay.
And I'll remind you that I'm sure the sewer plant and water plant are going to be.
Yep, we know. I got her.
Generators or whatever.
Yeah, I got her taken care of. It's a good test for our sewer plant. We got that generator down there, so we're just going to let her roll and, make sure she switches over to the generator. Water plant, we will shut off though, and all the pumps, so.
So when the power goes off, does all the water run right back into the water plant? Or sewer plant, other direction and flood everything out?
No.
A check valve.
There's a couple of check valves, so it doesn't do that, yeah.
I was thinking about this. All right. Any more miscellaneous? Okay, approve the payments of the bills and the payroll on the proper audit by the clerk and the mayor.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leoni to approve the bills and the payroll upon the proper audit by the clerk and the mayor. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich.
Aye.
Councillor Leoni.
Aye.
Councillor Pulis.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 4-0. No other business, we can adjourn. Nobody want to move? Moved by Councillor Pulis, supported by
I'll support.
Leoni to adjourn. Any more discussion? Councillor Pulis, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leoni.
Aye.
Councillor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 8:42. Thank you and good night.